Hey nerds! So we just came back. We just left the Thrice La Dispute Gates concert.
So we missed Gates, which is so unfortunate. We heard the tail end of them. They had a lot of energy. They had a lot of hype. The people there were all kind of boring, but I mean,
a show can only be as good as the audience, and the Shrine House was kind of about six in the mud. There was a little bit of moshing, but then there was a lot of people.
Big for the type of fans it had.
Yeah, for sure. And La Dispute, I feel like wasn't very welcome. There was definitely people who went straight for them, but like we were in pockets all around. And La Dispute fans don't really. even though it was my first La Dispute concert, I would say we don't really mosh.
But even if you get all the way to the front, you got people like, yeah, get off the stage. We want to hear thrash. And it's like,
Thrice.
They're boring. I don't care what their name is.
There's a lot of people holding beers. And I mean, I don't mind.
You have to get wasted and enjoy their music.
Don't say that. Actually, talking about Thrice, I had a bad experience. Like, I came out of mosh pit feeling really good, and I tried to go back in. And I guess I went back in at the wrong song, even though it had energy to it. No one on the edges was feeling it, and maybe they already got their toes stepped on. Because as soon as I came in, people were basically pushing me and damn near fighting me for real. And I was just like, actually, I'm gonna vacate. And sometimes that happens.
But La Dispute was golden.
Actually, I have to think about La Dispute right now and talk about them, because when I came into them, I was actually disappointed because I felt like they didn't have the stage presence I expected, but also it was a lot because the crowd wasn't really feeling them overall. And I would definitely say they gave a good show and gave it their all. They definitely weren't.
Oh, he had so much energy.
Burden.
I mean, he was going in circles. It was faces, yeah. You know, it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. But something about concerts, if you haven't been to them at all, or not very much, or certain kinds, especially like rock concerts, you never know how the sound's going to be. And honestly, not everyone's as good live performances as you would expect. And I definitely would say that La Dispute probably sounds better on record than they do live.
I disagree. I like them better live.
Unless you get a really close-up experience. If you get intimate stage, they will be amazing and blow your mind and melt your face. Right now, honestly, their inset King Park, which is probably one of their most famous songs, I actually was screaming and asking for. So when they delivered,
literally the loudest person in the front, and the moment he's like King Park, 9 people around him start screaming.
Yeah, so that really made it for me. But when I first walked in, I was really disappointed, especially since we got there basically when their set was supposed to start, based on the itinerary, but they had already started playing a song. They were actually at the tail end of a song when we came in. And they only did a 30-minute set, which was kind of disappointing considering I think they've done at least a 45 to 50-minute set in the last few places that they've toured. So, correct me if I'm wrong.
This is my advice if you go to a La Dispute concert, I mean. Be loud. Make your presence known. The more energy you put out, the more energy the fans around you are going to put out. This guy was like the beacon of energy. Like the moment he was like, yeah, everyone around him was like, yeah. The girl next to me who was just like on her phone the entire time, the moment he started screaming, she's like clapping, shaking her hands. She's just
I thought she was annoyed.
No, she was smiling the entire time. Every time we made eye contact, she's like.
That's awesome. It was like some guy like 10 feet away from me that I saw like basically mouthing lyrics, and I was like, yes, there are fans here. Because most of the people there came for Thrice. Like, there's probably more than 4,000 people there, and they definitely...
Back some. So you see how, like, he's up here, and I'm down here. There was another lady who was kind of short, right? And we accidentally got in front of her. Accidentally. We scooted over, though, as soon as we could. But then she started hiding behind her male counterpart, so then she really couldn't see anything. And every time she looked over at us, she was like, Well,
I feel like we were kind of like the beacon of despair for some people because of, there were a lot of couples there, and there were a lot of overprotective partners there that made it a little bit harder to enjoy the concert for other people. And I understand. I brought my significant other to a concert, obviously.
I got dragged by my arm to the front.
Oh yeah, she's very timid. I would say please say excuse me if you can get through. But at a certain point, people are literally going to be pushing you, so you have to literally be prepared for that. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, stay on the edges. There's also balcony seats, depending if you want to pay more or if it's standing room only the whole venue, so you'll still be good. I would definitely say look for the size of the venue too when you're considering going to one of your favorite band's concerts. I would say the smaller the better. I can't imagine a band being better in a bigger venue, honestly.
I mean, they're better just because it's not a fire hazard and you can still get tickets.
And this thing that I thought I wasn't going to mention in the video, but I feel like I kind of have to, that as far as we could tell, we're the only black people there.
Yeah. Oh.
And that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. It was just...
So we weren't the only black people there, just to be clear. When we were leaving, I saw one.
Were they security?
No, it was a black girl. She was actually, she was dressed down. She was dancing to Thrice. She was having a great time to Thrice. And I think she literally came in for Thrice.
Was she in the back?
Yeah.
Of course. Everyone in like the whole top half, some people were into it and some people were just like, I'm just bobbing my head, and that's cool and that's fine. But sometimes there's a scene you go into and you feel kind of on the outside of it. I definitely came for a lot of dispute, and I've heard Thrice and I like Thrice, but I felt very alienated by the Thrice fans in general.
Okay, wait, my favorite part. So we actually went ahead
and got Wildlife on vinyl. It's the second album by La Dispute.
Now, the reason why this is important is because La Dispute did not start preaching about their vinyl. Right? I think they mentioned it once, but that's it, while they were on stage.
Oh, they mentioned Thrice way more than they ever promote their own shit.
Thrice. Oh yeah, no, they promoted Thrice a ton. It was annoying. But when Thrice came on, they were like, we have these. We sound great on these. Buy these. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it was like, we're a vinyl press band.
Hey look, we got songs now. Song by these. Song by these. And
just to be clear, their Thrice's latest album just came out not too long ago. And La Dispute's last album, which is mostly live recordings of songs from their past albums, came out earlier this year. So I mean, they had that press on vinyl too. The other thing, they have the DVD. It's called Tiny Dots. I hate the fucking motorcycle right now. It's called Tiny Dots. This is actually, I think, a DVD. This kind of like featurette them, producing the thing. I think it'd be cool if we made like a video talking about that once we see it. But apart from that, is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, give me 1 second. So they had a couple of actual shirts and swag there.
They had like set shirts, and they had like a flag that looked like one of the flags you wave at like a sock hop.
And they had a sweatshirt.
Is sock hop still a thing? Am I old for saying that?
Seeing as I don't know what it is, am I uncool for not knowing?
A sock hop is a pep rally.
So he got a girl's tank top.
It looks better. It was one of the best shirts. I think I like it a lot.
We got this one because obviously...
And it's also really thin, so if you go to a show and you're expecting to sweat, it's not going to feel bad, and it's going to dry out really quickly.
But like I said, we got this one for him because he's obviously a bigger fan. Otherwise, we would have got this really cute red shirt with the giant La Dispute flower on it. But, I mean...
Next time. Alright, so nerds, leave comments if you like. Subscribe, please, if you really, really like. And check out something new. You never know what you might like.